Hello and welcome to Q Today, our show for February the 24th to the 28th. I'm Ron Campbell and I'm one of your hosts for this show.
And I'm your other host for this program, Allison Duddy. We just want to remind our viewers that our weekday show runs from Tuesday at 5 p.m. until Friday, and our weekend offering from Friday at 5 p.m. until Tuesday. We broadcast every day at 8 a.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m.
And before we get into the news, we'd like to once again remind you that we're still looking for sponsors for the show, and that you can reach us at our new email address, qtoday2012@gmail.com. I'm going to repeat that because for some time now we have been giving you an incorrect email address, thanks to our producer. qtoday2012@gmail.com. And as always, we'd like to thank the Quesnel Caribou Observer for the news stories that we'll be using in our show today. Over to you, Allison.
Way to pass the buck there,
Hey,
Ron.
not bad,
I like that. It wasn't
Not
our
bad.
fault, it was our producer. So remember, we do just give the highlights here on Q Today. If you want to read the full story and get all the details, you can certainly pick up your copy of the Caribou Observer or check out their online site at quesnelobserver.com. And now to the news, Ron.
Allison, I'm going to be doing a little bit of rambling today, but I'm glad that I'm starting it off because in my hot little hand here is the agenda from the February 20th meeting for the budget at the City Council. And there was a lot of discussion over the $10,500 training fee that they wanted to add on for the councillors, and there was also a lot of talk about the legal fees that they wanted to increase to $35,000. The end result is there's over $200,000 that has been allocated, and if it stays that way, that means a 4% increase to the taxpayers in Quesnel. However, let me assure you, this is a preliminary budget, and there's further meetings coming up on February the 27th, at which time the public is asked to bring in any of their concerns for our tax dollar. Quickly, I'll just outline that there was a brief budget discussion at the start. Quesnel City Council has met for the second time on the 2012 budget. They received an operating budget update. They've reviewed the supplementary, that's new spending, project list. They reviewed the 2012 capital projects list in detail. And again, the dollar figures and percentages referred to in this budget 2012 are subject to change and should not be considered final until after the budget process is finished. I sat there from 6 o'clock to 9:30, and I may not agree with some of the methods and some of the politics of those that are on council, but I must say this: the mayor and council cannot be faulted for their dedication to trying to do a good job on the budget for those of us in Quesnel. And all I would say is that what we're looking for as tax-paying citizens is that our tax dollar is spread equally throughout the city. So I'm asking now for you viewers to make sure that you get out on the 27th and let council know that you want them to understand where you want your tax dollar paid. And that, Allison, is my budget highlights.
Well, that's good to know. And you know, they often say if you don't get out and vote or make your opinions known, then you can't be complaining about the results after.
No,
So
you've got to live with it.
that's right. So Canfor announced net loss after a challenging fourth quarter. The company reported the loss of $44.1 million for the fourth quarter of 2011, compared to a shareholder net income of $32.9 million in the fourth quarter of 2010. For the year ended December 31st, 2011, the company's net loss was $56.6 million compared to a shareholder net income of $81.4 million in 2010 as well. President and CEO Don Kane attributed the challenging fourth quarter to several factors, including weaker lumber and NBSK pulp realizations, related in part to the slowdown in demand from China, particularly for lower lumber grades, the ongoing slow U.S. recovery, and overall global economic issues. Kane pointed to a number of cost-saving strategies the company is adopting in order to mitigate cost pressures, saying, "We've made significant strides in addressing trucker availability while we continue to see positive trends in productivity, lumber recoveries, and conversion costs from our capital investment and continuous improvement initiatives." While Canfor reported offshore lumber shipments remained at high levels in the quarter, they were quick to point out sales were down, particularly for lower lumber grades. Shipment volumes for pulp products were down 5%, reflecting weaker pulp markets though production levels were up from third quarter levels. They also reported total pulp unit cash manufacturing costs were down from the previous quarter, mostly due to the higher production levels and lower fiber costs. Canfor anticipates strong offshore demand and a modest improvement in the lumber market as the U.S. economy continues its slow recovery. And they are also anticipating the acquisition of Tembec Industries wood products assets to close towards the end of the first quarter of this year, which Kane points out showcases commitment, commenting, "This acquisition demonstrates our long-term confidence in the lumber sector."
That just goes to show, Allison, that not only do governments have to start watching what they're spending, but private companies are too. So
that's right.
We as the paying public out there have to take a close look at what's happening with the industry and with government.
Well, for sure, we rely on that industry here in Quesnel, so we definitely want to make sure that it's able to be sustainable.
Because a lot of people just look at Canfor, but there's a lot of offshoots out in the community that are supported by Canfor employees.
Definitely.
You know, so
Yep.
they have to look at it in the big picture, not just that one little section.
Good point.
And moving along again to funds, it seems like all we're talking about is money,
Money
today.
today, yeah.
The multi-center fundraising plan was endorsed by the Joint Planning Committee that was held just recently. And Ms. Benstead, who is the chairperson for the fundraising, they have come up with several planned events to raise funds for the proposed multi-center. And one of those things is a golf ball drop. And I'm going to watch that very closely because not that I want to get involved in whatever the golf ball may contain. I want the golf ball because there seems to be a loss when I'm golfing.
I was going to say, you lose a lot, do you?
A few. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, they came up with an event where they're selling seats. Councillor Rodenberg purchased one for $250, and other ongoing events will be coming up, and these are going to be well publicized as they do come up. So look forward to that and watch for them and get involved with these fundraising events. And I'm going to ask you, Allison, are you going to run down and get a seat for $250?
I don't know about that. I'll have to think on it.
I'll direct you.
I'll
direct you how to get there.
Can we split a seat? Can we? Do you think?
You want to take a look at me?
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to have to buy two.
All right. I'll give you that one. I kind of take my own seat everywhere I go,
I
so
see.
why would I
Okay.
pay $250 for one?
Well, just so you could buy one for me. That's it.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll work on that.
All right, that's good.
All right. So moving along, or were you?
I'm through.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So we are moving along to the Ballet Kelowna. They are coming to Quesnel thanks to the sponsorship of Live Arts, and that is going to be happening on February the 26th at 7:30 p.m. at Chuck Mobley Theatre. This is one of only 10 professional ballet companies in all of Canada. They have been to Quesnel a few times previously over the years, and they've always been a great crowd pleaser. This year's performance of A Grand Passion promises to be a memorable and moving experience. From the great ballet traditions of the 19th century, Ballet Kelowna takes the audience on a journey through ballet history. Because they're a small ballet company of only 6 dancers, the performances are intimate, carefully crafted, rare and precious, captivating audiences through the movement of dance. Tickets are $25 for adults and $21 for seniors and students, and they are available at Boutique, Quesnel Music, Save on Foods, C&R Video, and at the door as well.
While you were giving that report, Allison, I was thinking, we're a small community, right?
Yes,
And
we are.
everybody says we're backward, you know, they're way up north and stuff like that. But you stop and think, we get cultural events, sporting events, We go from ballet to country music.
Yep.
We've got all of these facilities
That's so
here,
true.
and we have all these people coming in to a small town like this, and we should be very, very pleased with what is happening for a small town like ours. So those people out there who figure that they should stay in Vancouver because all the cultural activities are happening there, there's some here too.
I would totally agree with you there, Ron.
Yeah.
For sure.
Finally, we got something that we both agree on. Model trains. Are you interested in model trains? Because model train enthusiasts will be pleased to note that the sights and sounds of operating model trains will arrive here April the 7th to the 8th, and the public is invited to get on board. You see that little
yes.
on board and
Good one.
enjoy the fascinating hobby of model railroading. It will take place from noon to 4 p.m. each day, and admission for adults is $5, for seniors is $4. Children under 6 are free, and there's a $15 fee for families. There will be 3 large operating layouts, one from Vernon, Salmon Arm, and several individual modules from Quesnel, Prince George, Williams Lake, Gibson's, Chilliwack, and there are other fascinating features that will be presented at this show, and it's put on by the Quesnel Model Railway Club, Independent Modelers, and the Caribou Fremo. For further information, you can get a hold of 250-992-3454 or go online to GoPan Express. And I'm sure, Allison, that you'll be there to watch these models.
I love that kind of stuff. I'd like to take my dad because he's really into all that kind of thing. So we might just be checking.
We have one of the better ones here.
Do we?
Yes.
Well, I've never been.
Yeah.
So should be good. That's coming up in April, so maybe we'll do a reminder as that comes a little
As
bit
it comes
closer.
along. Yep.
Moving on to sports, Percy Hebert did an article recently on the mixed Valentine's Bonspiel held earlier this month at the Quesnel Curling Club. The A event featured the Dave Needham rink facing off against Larry Gardner and his crew, both rinks from Quesnel. They were tied at 4 after 4 ends, but after scoring 5 in the 5th, the Needham rink with Sherry Needham at 3rd, Shane Yamamoto at 2nd, and Penny Yamamoto at lead never looked back. They shook hands after 7 with a final score of Needham 10, Gardner 4. The B event also featured an all-Quesnel matchup with the Grant Warwick rink taking on the Rick Sindrick rink. Heading into the 5th end, the teams were all tied up at 4, but Warwick stole 3 points and picked up another 3 in the 7th end for the 10-5 win, and that was the B event. The C event final saw the Rick Fuster rink of Prince George take on the Roger Kalita rink from Williams Lake, and Fuster out of Prince George won this one with a 7-2 score. Sponsors for the event included Design Flooring, Caribou Fire Protection, and Quesnel River Pulp. And sponsors are always important to these types of events and stuff, so we like to mention that and plug those businesses that are stepping up to the plate for that.
Your curling is, of course, close to your heart. Golf is to mine.
Yes.
But I have to relate this story to you. As a kid in Winnipeg, you know what we used to do for curling? We'd
Do I want to know?
Yes, you do. We'd fill jam cans, put little sticks on the top, and go out in the middle of the street and throw them back and forth. That's the closest I ever got to curling.
Too funny. You should come out and try it, Ron. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah. I don't know, I might.
They have more non-competitive leagues just for, people that just want to come out and get some exercise and play the game.
They have oxygen close by.
I think they have one of those defibrillator things at the curling rink too, just in case you're ever in need.
I'll be there. Just before we get into talking about our local archers who are off to the BC Games, I don't know if anyone noticed the article in the Caribou Observer about our Quesnel Kangaroos. What did I say a couple of things back?
You said you can't win games from the penalty box.
Thank you. And guess what the story relates to? The Kangaroos ended up with too many penalties, and Williams Lake, according to some of the players on the Kangaroos, has got the best penalty killing outfits out there. And of course, that's what. Anyway, the main story about all this is that the Kangaroos are still going to go to the Koi Cup. They don't go through qualifying. They're going to go there as a team and hope that they can do well there, and we do wish them luck. And we look forward to watching them next year. So on to the local archers that are going to the BC Winter Games. Actually, they start today. And Allison, to show you how intelligent I am, do you know that there's 23 athletes going from the Caribou, and 12 of them are from Quesnel?
Oh, fantastic.
And we're going to talk about
great.
2 of them now. Another sport that'll be represented at the BC Winter Games, archers Chloe Rayner and Joel Scheck are practicing for the upcoming games in Vernon. And Scheck has indicated that this is his first biggest competition that he's been in, and he's looking forward to the experience of the Winter Games. Rayner felt that the biggest problem is going to be nerves, but she too is looking forward to the challenge and the experience that the BC Winter Games will provide. Their coach, Jael Chapelo, stated that this will be their biggest shoot, and it's going to be very tough. Well, we wish them well, but I'm sure that Dale knows that we Quesnelite types are tough, and they will compete to the best of their abilities. So we wish all of the athletes that are attending the BC Winter Games the best of luck.
You bet. And you know, you only get better from experiences like that. Competitions, it's different playing in your league, in your hometown, than going to, you know,
Yes.
the bigger, more competitive BC Games, provincial championships, things like that. The pressure is different, and so just to have that experience under your belt can only make you better in any sport you're competing in, I personally think.
Oh, so much so. I
yes.
think it's a great event.
So we've got an interview here for you that John did for Q Today. Nori Hemi is a teacher from Tokyo, and she's been spreading her magic throughout the Quesnel School District. We caught up with Nori at Dragon Lake School earlier this week. Let's take a look.
And today I'm gonna show you a presentation about Japanese school. I'm from Tokyo. Do you know Tokyo?
Yeah,
Yep.
big.
Big city, yeah. Capital of Japan. My name is Nori Hemi. I'm a teacher in Japan. Japanese school starts to teach English, so I came here to learn English and to see Canadian education system. Today I showed them a presentation about Japanese school, how different it is.
And what do the kids think? They seem to be pretty interested. They think, wow.
Yeah, I think so. School's building is very big, quite huge than here. And lunch or recess or studying is very different. So they are very excited, I think.
And how long are you staying here in Quesnel? And
About 10 months.
okay. How are you enjoying your time here so far?
I really enjoy it. Yeah, not only school, but also go community activities. So I really enjoy it.
Is there anything here that surprised you that you didn't know and that you may like go, wow, that's kind of different and a good idea or a bad idea or?
Support teachers system is very good, or sub teacher system is very good because Japan doesn't have that system. So it's very good system. Students have same backpack and cap, like this. It's for girls. Every girls have that backpack. And it's for boys. So look like this. I would like to bring it back, how to learn words, English words. Students learn how to learn English because sometimes they learn box like this, b-ox. That is Japanese problem. We cannot pronounce well because we didn't learn that one. So that is very interesting for me.
Have you gained any personal friendships here in Quesnel?
Yeah, I have many friends.
Yeah.
I could see many people, and everybody are very kind.
Will you stay in touch with people in Quesnel?
Yep, I will. Yeah.
That was an excellent interview, and it is nice. We were just talking about the cultural events that we get here.
Mm-hmm.
We are also quite intellectual,
Yes,
aren't we?
yes.
You know, because we
Definitely.
bring in people that are in the cultural end and also on the schooling and intelligent end of it.
Very good. You have to have that balance.
That's for sure, and that's what we have here.
Oh, definitely.
Intelligent and me.
Oh, Ron. So what have you got? I know you have
Oh.
some rumblings. Let's hear it.
My thoughts for and rumblings today. I'm a wee bit of a fortune teller. You know that?
I didn't
Did you
know.
check the provincial budget that came down? Guess what was increased? The medical services
Healthcare,
payments.
yeah.
Healthcare.
Oh, okay.
And I said that. You can go back and check a couple of the episodes where I did say that that was going to go up. So we have the medical going up. The budget for the province is very tight. And once again, we've got the city now going through the budget process. And I cannot stress it enough that you have to show up. I'm talking to you, the viewers out there, to voice your opinion. Because we must let these people know whose tax dollar it is. And we have to let them know what we can pay for and what we can't pay for. And it's said that we are creatures of choice, and we have the ability to choose how we will react to any circumstance. But no reaction is inaction, and we will get what we deserve. So, on the 27th, February, 7 o'clock, City Hall, I hope to see you there. To come and either voice your concern to see what you'd like your tax dollars to do, or to sit and watch our council determine how our tax dollar is going to be spent. I will see you there. Keep tuned to Ron's rumblings as we go about.
Very good. And now it's time to take a look at some of the local events happening in the community with our community calendar. Well, that's it for this show. You can contact us at our new email address, which is qtoday2012@gmail.com. If you want to give us feedback or a tip on any news that you think we should be covering, or if you would like to be a sponsor or volunteer. You could also call Nate at 992-3650, or call the station and leave a message for John McKenzie at 992-8363.
And remember, Q Today is produced by QMag, the Quesnel Media Access Group, and also you can now watch us on www.qcatv.ca, run by one of our members, Eddie D'Souza.
Thanks for watching, and remember, our purpose is to get a conversation going for Quesnel, by Quesnel. Bye for now.
Bye for now. We didn't do that in unison.
That's all right. We never do we?
No.